The sky was bleeding fire the day my street became a border, and the word neighbor lost its meaning. I was still clutching my mother's hand when the city sirens collapsed into static, the governor's last broadcast dissolving into 100 competing voices, some desperate, some hungry, all vying to command the chaos. In the rush to the shuttles, old uniforms were stripped off and trampled, the insignias of rank and privilege ground into the mud by the shuffling feet of the terrified. It wasn't just the buildings that fractured, but the rituals that held us together. No one cared who you were, only if you could help push a hovercart or share water. Even as the evacuation protocols unraveled, a new order seeded itself in the cracks. The medic from the next block became our leader not by decree, but because she remembered names and rationed hope with the same care as antibiotics. Around her, the strong carried the weak, and the selfish found themselves shunned to the edges, as useless as the old currency we once prized. The city's former ministers, stripped of their guards, stood in the same lines as factory workers, equalized by fear and the certainty that the ships would not wait for anyone's pedigree. The exodus was not swift. At every checkpoint, new leaders emerged and fell, alliances forming and evaporating as resources dwindled. I watched a former security chief barter his last family heirloom for a place in a volunteer fire brigade, his badge offered as collateral for trust. In the holding bays, migrants built barricades of luggage, improvising rules. No cutting, share what you have, children first, that felt both ancient and entirely new. What we built in those hours was not community as we had known it, but something rawer, a shared, anxious contract, scrawled in sweat and necessity. When the shuttles finally ignited and rose, the city below was a patchwork of abandoned light. I looked around the crowded hold, searching for a familiar face, and realizing that belonging had become something you negotiated moment by moment. We were unanchored, uncertain if we were survivors or refugees from ourselves. As the planet shrank behind us, I wondered if this was survival or simply the first lesson in how to be human again, how every ending, even one scorched by fire, could seed the fragile beginnings of something else.